Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Do you notice anything new? No? Nothing at all? Got my hair off and it just feels so nice. I highly recommend anyone who wants to chop out the hair, join me, because honestly I'm really digging it. But today's video is a book haul. I got myself a little bookshelf right there, as you can see, and I went a little bit crazy. It's a collective book haul now, but there's quite a good few books. I'll start off with one of my favorite books, if not the favorite books that I do have, and it's the first two books in Harry Potter series. So these are actually a Mina Lima special editions, and the really cool thing about them is they're hardbacks, but like when you open them they're illustrated, so it's like literally like, look at that. Everything is just so detailed, so pretty, so beautiful. Just the illustrations by themselves are just absolutely amazing. And I got the first two, which is the Philosopher's Stone and the Chamber of Secrets, and I actually screamed when I got these. Like, they're perfect. Both of them, I just like can't explain how beautiful they are. But these are probably the most treasured books that I do own, and I'm excited to read them because I've actually never read a Harry Potter book before. I've seen all the movies, I'm obsessed with the movies, and especially because now it's a spooky season, I definitely will be reading them and rewatching the movies again. The next book that I got is The Crooked Kingdom, which is part of the Duology in Grishaverse. Six of Crows is the first book, and I absolutely love the first book, so I got the second one. And this one's about Cass Brecker. So obviously, I don't know, like, I actually really loved the first book and I cannot wait to read the second one. I think it's gonna be really, really good. I think this will be even better than the first. That's what I've heard anyways. Another book that I got is A Thousand Boy Kisses, and I blame this one on TikTok because I've seen TikTok hype this book up, and I've heard that this book actually makes people cry, so I'm actually excited for that. But it literally says a kiss lasts a moment but can change a lifetime. Rune Christensen and Poppy Litchfield met as children and swore to be friends forever. As teenagers, this grew into the love that promised the last lifetime, but their worlds were shattered when Rune was sent home to his native Norway. 2 years later, Rune is back and Poppy is ready for their happy ever after to begin, but the boy who returns is not the Rune she remembers. What happened to turn her sweet, thoughtful Rune into a brooding stranger, and will the secret Poppy's crying bring them closer together or separate them forever? Yeah, I'm excited for this one. The cover seems very pretty. I hope it's not going to be too young adult, because sometimes the way the young adult books are written, they're just too cringy. Then another Leigh Bardugo book. Are you surprised? But this is actually the last book in Shadow and Bone series in Grishaverse, and I am excited to finish the series. The cover looks absolutely stunning, may I say, and I love the first two books. Sounds like the love triangle is going to be resolved finally. I like the whole concept of Darkling and Alina, but it just gave me Tamlin vibes. If you read ACOTAR, you would know what I mean. That I compare every single book. If there is Tamlin vibes, I just call it out as it is. I also got another Colleen Hoover book, Ugly Love. I've heard mixed reviews, especially because it's Colleen Hoover, and there's pretty much mixed reviews ever since she became a very well-known author, and a lot of people are hating on her, but I just feel like she does her books so well. I haven't found a book that I didn't like that I read of hers. Hearts get infiltrated, promises get broken, rules get shattered, love gets ugly. Very intriguing, very intriguing. It's actually a pretty short book. There's only 322 pages. I feel like I could definitely read this in like a day. Another book that I got is Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson, and it's the second book in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Now, I actually wasn't completely obsessed with the first book. I thought it was alright. I think I gave it like 3.25. I thought it was alright. I wasn't obsessed with it, but I'm very curious how the series will go on. And this one is Someone is Missing, Nobody's Talking, but this time everyone is listening. One thing that I completely appreciate in books when the authors put in like little illustrations or make the book interesting. Like, look at that, it's like fingerprint. I don't know, I just really appreciate that. You're not just reading words on paper, it's just more to it. Then I'm actually super excited to read this, and the cover is stunning. So it's House of Sky and Breath. It's the second book in Crescent City series, and it's big. It's big. The first one was really good, but it definitely was long. It was very long. Even though I loved ACOTAR first 3 books, the last 2 books were kind of a letdown for me. I still yet to read the Throne of Glass series, and there is 8 books, so I'm excited for that. It sounds a little bit vague there on the back. I feel like it's one of those books that you will need to read to actually understand what really is going to happen, but looks like there's going to be a whole lot happening in the book. The next book that I got, I'm definitely going to try something way out of my comfort zone, and this one is Red Rising by Pierce Brown, and I've seen Haley Pham here on YouTube. Shout out to you, girl. But I seen her really loving the series, and I definitely want to try it, but it's sci-fi and I'm not sure how I feel about sci-fi. But okay, so this definitely sounds very intriguing, and it doesn't seem to be very long. It's only 382 pages, so it's not too bad. I'll start off with the first book. If I like it, I'll get the second book. Well, another Leigh Bardugo book. Are we surprised? No, we are not. The cover, can I say, she does her covers so beautifully, honestly. So this one is the last duology in Grisha verse. So there's the Shadow and Bone trilogy, then there's the Six of Crows duology, and then the King of Scars duology. So I'm actually really excited to read this, and I think this is supposed to be... whose book is this supposed to be? Okay, so it sounds like it's based on 3 of side characters, I feel like. So Nikolai, who is the king, Ravka's general, who must have been Zoya, and then Ravka's spy, Nina, or maybe the other way around. I'm excited to read about Nikolai. I think his character was very interesting, especially in the second book. He was one of the main characters, I want to say, and I was so excited, and I was kind of rooting a little bit for him and Alina to kind of get together. I feel like they would have been a very fun couple, but I actually don't, or I haven't heard many people talk about this book, or maybe not a whole lot of people went into this duology yet. I'm definitely excited to finish and read as many Leigh Bardugo books. I think she does her books so well, even though they're a little bit harder to grasp because their world building is a bit harder to understand, but it's still so good. Now I have another very anticipated read. So it is Shatter Me, and it says on the cover, "My touch is lethal, my touch is power." The cover looks absolutely stunning. So as far as I know, it's about a girl, so it's a dystopian book. It's about a girl who has powers, so I think she's able to kill anyone she touches, or something like that. And so I think she has fallen for someone. A fragile teenage girl is held captive, locked in a cell by the establishments, a harsh dictatorship in charge of a crumbling world. But Juliet is no ordinary teenager. One touch from her can kill. The re-establishment wants to use her as a weapon, but Juliet has other plans. After a lifetime without freedom, she's finally discovered the strength to fight back and to find a future with the one person she thought she'd lost forever. Okay, so it's a little over 300 pages, so short little book, and I'm excited to read this. I've seen this book all over TikTok, honestly, God. And the cover, like seriously, look at the cover. Stunning. And then another fantasy book that I got is These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan, and I'm actually not sure. I don't think I've heard anything about this, but I saw this pop up on Amazon when I bought a couple books, and it was suggested and I got it. Bree would do anything before making a deal with the Fae. That is better than their vicious schemes. But when her sister is taken by the sadistic king of the Unsili, Bree breaks her own rules and agrees to steal 3 magical relics from the rival Seelie court in exchange for her sister's return. Bree's only way inside is to pose as a potential bride for the Seelie Prince Ronan, a prince who is not quite as wicked as she once thought. Unwilling to let her heart distract her, she accepts help from a band of misfits with their own secret agenda. But as Bree spends time with their mysterious leader, Finn, she finds herself struggling to resist his seductive charm. Okay, so this kind of gives me Six of Crows vibe, except it had very dangerous 6 criminals teaming up to break someone out from prison. But in this one, I'm not sure who is band of misfits and how many of them, but it sounds very similar, so it probably will be right up my alley. And then another fantasy book that I got, it's What Lies Beyond the Veil. For 400 years, the veil has protected humans from the Fae. Sounds a little bit very similar to this kind of vibe, so it's Fae again. It looks like Fae is very popular in fantasy books, but I do like original kind of concepts. Like I liked Guild for the concept that it was. Like I haven't seen a book like that before. And then the most excited book out of all, can I say, apart from Harry Potter. They're all really great books, but it is Keeping 13 by Chloe Walsh, and I absolutely love her writing. I love everything about the books. It's the second book in the series Finding 13 in Boys of Tommen, and it's a thick book. Like I will say, it's a thick book. It's a slow romance. It might not be everyone's cup of tea, right? But I love the fact that like there's so much banter. It's, you know, oh my god, I can't even explain how badly I love the story. And it's between Johnny and Shannon, so it's the second book. But this one is falling in love was the easiest part. What comes next is the test. Johnny Kavanagh was destined for sports stardom until a devastating injury left him stripped of his beloved number 13 jersey and struggling to hold on to his dreams. Lost, insecure, and desperately seeking comfort, he sets his sights on unraveling the mystery of that girl who haunts his every waking hour. Keeping secrets has never been a problem for Shannon Lynch. She knows that demons and evil men don't just exist in fairy tales. They exist in her world too. Traumatized and desperate to protect her younger brother, Shannon finds herself falling into the same old cover-up as her future unravels before her eyes. Beaten and broken, her walls are open, her trust is shaken. Only one boy has the ability to climb those walls, the boy who owns her heart. But when secrets are exposed, lives could be changed forever. Can Johnny and Shannon's love story survive? And the cover is stunning. But yes, that's all the books that I hold. There's quite a bit, and I know for sure my reading month is going to be great and amazing because I'm really looking forward to reading these books. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.